Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of October 28th. Before we get started, let's shout out the wonderful Patreon supporters. We have Mario Casillas, RetPallyRocks, Nick Rada, Peter Burnham, RetSpecOps, and Joe Glocks. Thank you guys so much for that support. Check out the Patreon, the link below, if you care to join them. Now, let's go ahead and talk about what is going on this week in World of Warcraft. I'm a little bit late on the video because I was doing some other stuff, so I'm gonna post this a little bit later than normal, but still up today. Let's go through what's going on in the game. We have the Delves bonus event going on, always one that's worth doing in my opinion, unless your character is completely complete and you don't care anymore, but in that case, there's nothing worth doing as far as endgame goes. PvP Brawl, Shadowpan Showdown is going on as well. This is the final week for Hallow's End, so if you're still trying to get the mount, which, by the way, I am here right now, and I actually, right before starting the video, just got the mount. So I have it in my bag still. I'm going to learn it when my son wakes up tomorrow or whatever, or when we're both in the afternoon, I guess. I'll log on and learn this with him. So he can see it. But yeah, I actually just got them out. So I didn't miss out on this one. I didn't miss out on Brewfest one that I wanted more than this, but I did get this one, so that's cool. This is your last few days, handful of days here to get that done. Ends at the end of October. We also have the Day of the Dead towards the end of the week. I think they added something to this last year. I can't remember. There's just so much news that flies around nowadays. I think they added something last year. I'm not sure though. If not, they could add a little something. They've just been adding like one little thing at least to every little holiday, it seems like. So be on the lookout for that. I was right about the mount for Halloween. And it doesn't mean that they will, but they very well could. Towards the end of the week, we'll have the Darkmoon Fair starting up as well as we get into November. Darkmoon Fair will be starting up. Of course, pets, prizes, mounts, everything fun, and hopefully a new form of evergreen content coming soon would be my hope for the Darkmoon Fair. Other than that, let's talk about some other news that we have. So we had a kind of a clickbait article posted by Wowhead, is how I came across it, of the new Xbox is going to be able to have World of Warcraft on it. So I did a little video about it. Didn't expect it to go too well because, mostly the people who are going to find it are the people who, don't read and don't know what they're talking about or whatever. And they're just going to click dislike and not even watch the video. But the reality is, like I mentioned, it was a clickbait type thing because all that they're really saying is that the new Xbox is going to have Windows on it, and you're going to be able to do anything you can do on Windows essentially on the Xbox. So the people were saying you could use like Excel or something, right? Anything. You could Microsoft Paint, I imagine, right, on the Xbox somehow. I'm not sure how they'll do that, but somehow they'll be able to do that. So I imagine the joystick will just work as a mouse capability, and you'll just move the mouse with that kind of thing. So yeah, it's just basically Windows. So yeah, you will be able to play World of Warcraft on it. You'll be able to play League of Legends. You'll be able to play Path of Exile. Anything on the computer, because it's just going to be Windows. It's just going to be a pre-built PC that they're going to build as cheap as they can to sell to people. And so that's what that's going to be. So that was big news that came out, but it wasn't like, it wasn't super major, and people got the hang of what was actually going on pretty quickly, even if not right away. Other than that, we haven't had too much stuff from the alpha. We've had, more add-on updates, more clarification from Blizzard working with certain add-on developers who aren't being babies about it. I say that because I'm just going to be honest in this video. The people who make weak auras are acting really lame about the whole thing. I get it. It's a business. You make money off of it and stuff like that. And so you're going to get your feelings hurt when you can no longer do that. I totally get that, to some extent. But there's other add-on developers that are trying to work with Blizzard instead of whining and pouting about it. And, kudos to them. But the reality is, for the functionality that will still exist, that you might want a weak aura for, so non-combat stuff, somebody will end up making that. It just won't be called weak auras anymore. It'll be something else, probably aura, something else, just to kind of keep that name in it. And somebody will make it, and whatever. They can just whine and cry. I don't care. They're just really annoying. I also see them post on Twitter sometimes. They're really cringe. So even if you like weak auras, that's fine. But the people who make them are kind of cringe and, not enjoying the stuff I'm seeing out of them. So some positive updates on that if you want add-ons. So I want a little diatribe there. But if you do want add-ons, non-combat add-ons, Blizzard is working with some of the add-on developers. You know, LVY said that they are going to be just not going to bother. I'm completely fine with that because I've missed so many raid nights in the past because people's LVY wasn't working. Like, oh my gosh, man, you can't play with the regular game one time. But like, it was so frustrating when I had to deal with that, and it wasn't just. It was like throughout the 7 years, it was like 10 plus people that just couldn't play the game without LVY, and like, oh, it's not working, I can't play. Yeah, so I'm glad LVY is gone. Whatever. Like, I'm just glad they're all gone. I'm just gonna be honest in this video, right? So we had obviously more ongoing news with that. It's gonna keep coming out. A thing saying beta soon. I imagine that's gonna be December. Maybe it'll be November. That'd be nice. I could get in there and actually do stuff. On the retail version of the game, hasn't really been anything going on. So much so that Mythic Key participation is very, very low. I only did 4 this week. I did get my Myth weapon from the cartel chips though after I did my 4. So, and by the way, I did mention in my cartel chip video about getting weapons, Myth track weapons from Mythic Plus. And, you know, there was a commenter who was trying to be helpful saying you couldn't get weapons. I was pretty sure you could, and you can. I did. I have a Mythic weapon now from Mythic Plus. So you can totally do that. You know, in this case, I was correct. So yeah, there's that as well. Going on retail, you can finish up your character. I'm almost finished. I'm looking for, now I'm just hunting for shoulders and necklace. And my character is basically best in slot for a ring as well, I guess. So 3 things, and that would be basically be best in slot for Mythic Plus. So I'm pretty happy with my character progression, given that I didn't do the raid this tier. I also might try to pug some Mythic raid once I get full geared, because then I can actually, you know, put my best foot forward in there if I do. Legion Remix, I've been having a lot of fun in that still. I've been powering up my character crazily. Just actually, one of the reasons why this video is late is because I was finishing up my video for my plus 40 solo on Legion Remix. That was very difficult to do, but very fun and rewarding to do as well. So you can check that out if you care to see that journey of getting that key done in Legion Remix. Having a blast in Legion Remix. It's been so fun. I can't wait to get to full power and try at that point. Once I'm full power, I'll try to see the max thing that I can possibly do solo, and then I'll probably be done with Legion Remix. That'll probably be in a few weeks or so. Maybe, you know, whatever, like maybe a month, maybe 30 days or so, but we'll see. Whenever I get there, then I'll be done with Legion Remix. Nothing really to talk about on Classic. Again, nothing really on Alpha either. So there hasn't been much other news coming out. It's just been kind of Legion Remix updates, and retail, you can kind of gear up your characters with the turbo boost and finish them off. There was the MDI/TGP. They're like a combination now as well. The first cup, that was kind of fun to watch in my opinion. I always enjoy watching that. I actually like it when it's earlier in the season, so that you can kind of steal the strategies and use them in your Mythic Plus runs. You still can do that, of course. People are still doing keys with the turbo boost, but you know, I always think that's more fun towards the beginning of the season when you do that. So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's too much to talk about. I mean, there's just so many versions of the game. There's always enough to talk about for one of these videos, of course, but nothing major. I've been monitoring some small little news that comes out, but nothing that I've seen really justified a video. I did the Xbox video today, or earlier today, you know, yesterday, whatever. Simply because my kids were excited about it. So I made a video about it myself, but yeah, there hasn't been any super huge news. Nothing on Ret Paladin. There was some Paladin changes, but they were all Holy Paladin. So nothing there if you're a Ret enjoyer and like, where's the Ret retail content? There's just nothing to talk about, unfortunately. I wish there was. Trust me on that. And I wish I could be on the alpha as well still. So, but that'll be it for this one, guys. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel just because that helps me out a lot. It's free to do. You just click subscribe and it helps me out. If you're already a subscriber, you can check out the Patreon links below. Join the supporters there. And other than that, everybody have a good one.